Hey, what's up, everyone? Ralph here. So I came across this article on the Washington Post, and it talks about how Google is cutting some of its costs and getting rid of some of its perks because it wants to focus more on AI, artificial intelligence. But in reality, we all know the reason why they want to make these cuts. It's like, a lot of companies are doing right now, they're laying people off, is because, obviously the economy's not doing well. They're not making maybe the profits that they hope to make, or they're not making the money that they want to make, even though they're still making record profits. But obviously when things are not going well, a lot of these companies want to cut costs. But it's just funny to hear some of the reasons why they want to do it. Like when you talk about Google, it says because they want to focus more on artificial intelligence. When in reality, we all know how it works. Like if you want to allocate some of your resources to a certain project, that's fine. But the fact that they said we're cutting the costs and getting rid of some of the perks is because that's what we want to focus on. When we know the reality is because the economy's not doing well and you want to lay people off. But obviously, a lot of these big companies, these corporations, they want to focus because they're worried about the media, the perception of laying people off, especially during tough times. They have to give a more reasonable excuse for why they do it. They just can't say, hey, we're doing it because we want to save money. But for Google, obviously the reason they're doing it is artificial intelligence. So in this article, they talk about, let's get into this article and see what they're saying for why they're making the cuts that they're making. So it says Google's famous for its free sushi lunches and company provided massages is cutting some of its perks, and the tech giant scrambles to trim costs and reorient itself to focus more on artificial intelligence. And that's the thing about these tech companies, right? You look at like Twitter, Facebook, Google, Apple. Like if you've ever seen their company, their corporation, their campus, it almost looks like a college campus, right? Some of these people, you've seen people on TikTok, on social media talk about this is a day in the life of their job, their experience. Like they go into work and they got the exercise machine, they got the lattes, they got the free lunch, they got the beds, they got everything an employee could wish for when it comes to just going to work, man. It's just like a college campus where you can just relax and just enjoy life. Like it seems like they do everything but work there, right? And I think, for a lot of people, if they could, a lot of people try to get into these jobs because they give you so much in terms of amenities and perks. It's almost like a dream job. But the thing is, when the economy tightens up, the first thing to go are these perks. And if you're someone out there saying, oh, look at my job, I do X, Y, Z, it looks like you're doing everything but working. When things tighten up and they're laying people off, the first people to go are the ones that are exposed, that seem like they're doing everything but working at their job. So it says the company will close some of its micro kitchens that populate its many offices and provides free snacks, cereal, espressos, and seltzer water, according to an email sent to employees by Chief Financial Officer Ruth Porat on Friday that was obtained by the Washington Post. Spending on equipment such as personal laptops will be cut too. The mass layoffs that rocked the company earlier this year will still being worked through in some countries, Porat said in an email. Now, the changes are part of a major shift at Google, which enacted its first large-scale layoffs in January by firing 12,000 people, shocking employees who had assumed that the company was safe from cuts that have rocked the tech industry over the past 6 months. Look, when times are getting rough, man, no one is safe, man. you got the ones that are safe are the ones that are actually producing money for the company. If you're someone that's, like I said, just showing, put on TikTok, social media, like, oh, how a day in your life at your job, man, they're gonna be looking at you like, all right, this person's clearly not working, you're gone. So it's hard to say you're safe, especially when the economy's not doing well. So even among high-paying tech companies, Google became famous for its free perks, including laundry, massages, meals, workout facilities. The perks, high salaries, and recurring stock grants gave the company a reputation as the cushiest job, the cushiest employer in Silicon Valley. During the pandemic, some Google workers complained that the company didn't deliver food to their homes. Look at that. That's crazy. People are complaining that they weren't getting food delivered to their homes. Like, how many jobs actually do that? And who complains about that? You get access to all these cool amenities at your job, and you're complaining that they didn't deliver food to their home. So it said, but the sell-off in tech stocks and concerns about a recession have ended the golden days for tech workers. And Google has joined its competitors in firing thousands of workers, cutting back on expansion projects, and ending perks that employees took for granted. We're making some practical changes to help us remain responsible to stewards of our resources while continuing to offer industry-leading perks, benefits, and amenities, spokesman Chris Papa said. The cuts The cuts come as Google scrambles to stay pace with Microsoft and a growing roster of well-funded startups that are launching new AI products that many in the industry say will change the way people interact with computers and usher in a new era of tech competition and innovation. Now, of course, they're going to focus on AI. That's no doubt. No one denies that they're going to obviously reallocate some of the resources to focus on building up the artificial intelligence. But to say that's the reason why you're making cuts is nonsense. It's just a great. It's just a great way to make an excuse to say, you know, we gotta focus on AI, so we gotta let some people go. When reality is just that you know the economy's not doing well, and you gotta. This is what usually happens during times of recession, when the economy's not doing well. You lay people off, and obviously you have inflation, so they gotta lay people off so they can probably drive down inflation. But they're going to use the excuse that they want to focus more on innovation and building up their AI technology. So this work is particularly vital because of the recent growth, the challenging economic environment, and our incredible investment opportunities to drive technology forward, particularly in AI. Porat said, Google is also moving teams to focus on higher priority work, keeping the pace of new hiring lower than in past years and cutting down spending on software tools, equipment, and consultants, she said. Google has spent billions on AI over the past decade, hiring many of the world's top researchers, but was caught flat-footed when OpenAI, a much smaller firm, began putting out AI tools like image generators and chatbots, and spurred a flurry of excitement from everyday users, tech workers, and on Wall Street. So it says Google is still at the center of AI race, though, and its massive data centers filled with computer servers give it an advantage in running the hugely energy-intensive computer programs necessary to train cutting-edge AI algorithms. Much of the company's focus right now is finding ways to more efficiently use the computers to save time and energy. Porat said. Now I get it. They're like, OpenAI is an amazing tool. Like I've used it for when it comes to like coming up with ideas for content. That thing, just having a conversation with it, just typing stuff, it gives you a lot of ideas in terms of just information you're trying to figure out. It's a great tool. And I can see why a lot of companies are focused on it. But yeah, to say the reason why you're letting people, you're cutting costs and you're getting rid of perks is because you want to focus on AI. I believe it's nonsense. But obviously you want to make sure you give a good reason as to why you're letting people go. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm curious to see what your thoughts on it. Make sure to leave your comments down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, so you guys take care and have a good one. Later.